Hi. Welcome to another Tarot by Sadie. Today we are going to talk about the swords in your life. So the air signs, anything sharp, bird-like. The Queen of Swords is a woman who knows how to get what she wants through hard work and charm. She's worldly. She knows a lot about business, but she has a driving passion to conquer. And her ambition and aggression can get high. Doesn't mean she doesn't have sad or down times or feminine times. It just means that she has a goal and she wants to get to it. Military, the military before it was today, there was a lot of hierarchy that had to do with how rich you were when you were born. Now it isn't like that. But when the tarot was made as a game, it actually was a game back then. The Queen of Swords was a lady, someone who had high birth. There's no way that a normal woman could have got to that level in politics. She had to have been born a lady. I've always identified with her because I'm a Libra, so that's an air sign. And I've been told I'm very aggressive and not ambitious, I guess you would say, but just passionate about getting things done. So a lot of people look down on her as too hard, but I know that she's not an ice queen. She just has like a power that other people don't understand. And I think a lot of you probably feel that way also. Today, I want to talk about her, which is you, and the way that society views the Queen of Swords. Okay, so Mars. Mars is Aries, but for this reading, it's about the fire and passion that she has inside. Some of you, well, all of you, but some of you especially, really have a fire burning to get somewhere, to do something important, to change the world. And if you don't get there, you feel like you won't be satisfied. On the other hand, there's escape, which is what all of us in today's society can easily be led to, because it's so easy in our society right now to get what we want, to get what we need. And the way that it was back then, you had to fight to eat to even survive. Now, escape is plentiful, and having this special vision is real, and it's always been in humans, especially the Queen of Swords. But, careers, everything now, it's done differently. It isn't by how you act even, or how you perform. It's about who on the top says what is going to happen, and they don't even know you. So it's weird, but these are the two ways that the Queen of Swords right now is walking forwards. This is always a temptation, and this is something that can consume her life. Now, the moon which is the feminine part of the soul, right here, that's what will keep the Queen of Swords sane, keep her alive and well, keep her going forward. There's nothing she can't do if she tempers everything, the escape and the Mars, with this wonderful way that we have as women to be able to be something and create a world around us without doing anything at all, just by being there, by being inside of yourself as your true self, thinking and feeling as your true self. These two things, because they're not you, they're actually things. They can be seen as for what they really are. This is who you really are. So the Queen of Swords is just like any other woman. There's this beautiful, soft, receiving, creative, intuitive person that doesn't have to give up any sort of military gain, quote unquote, and she doesn't have to give in to any escape to be soft, to be feminine. So what the reading today will be about is how personally right now in your life, how close are you to the Queen of Swords, and what do you need to do to get to this card right here, your soul, the soul card. The King of Pentacles is a helper to all queens because he is stable and he likes to provide. He likes to be a support, and he also likes to give. He's generous. He isn't the King of Swords can sometimes be a little bit harsh, but the King of Pentacles, he always looks forward to the future in a way that means like providing and saving things so that everyone will be okay. If the Queen of Swords has this person in their life, it will help them immensely. Doesn't have to be a man, but almost always is. Hopefully a partner, brother or something. But the way that she gets through is making sure she's not isolated. A lot of us today, especially single moms, feel so isolated that we forget that there actually could be people out there who are willing to help us, and that would make our life actually better, not worse. Being generous, like this guy, but not in money, but in your time, giving back to the community, that will help you stay focused on being like the real self of who you really are. And saving, making sure you don't escape into credit card unreality. You need to save, and you need to collaborate with others and build something important. Whenever there was a great general in the old times, Rome, etc., they had their minions around them, their officers, they had their officials, they had their advisors politically, but they always had good friends that were on an equal ground with them to help them and show them the way. If they didn't have them, it would be hard to go forward in life. Julius Caesar had a lot of friends, and he needed them. They actually helped him get where he was. Due to the odd circumstances going on and who he had been with, Cleopatra, he lost the favor of the people, and his friends decided that they had to sacrifice him for the sake of the people. And it's not exactly a good thing to tell you that, because of the friends at the end didn't work out. Same with Jesus. His apostles all denied him or left him, etc., in the garden. They weren't awake helping him. But the point is, they got to the highest point with those people. They may not stay there with them, but they brought you to the mountain. And they brought you to the summit, actually. So it's all worth it in the end to collaborate. This is good. And never forget where you came from. It is so important to remember why you have the limitations you have, why you have things you have to work for, why you have the good things genetically or whatever learned in your life. It's so awesome to be able to look back and say, I come from this family and this is why I do these things. People who don't have a family, they have to build their own, which is totally doable. But in the beginning, they don't have the same guidance and safety net that the rest of us do. They have to become hard faster. And that's good or bad, but most people, most Queens of Swords, have this beginning, this childhood and this adolescence that they learned how to become who they are by watching their parents, watching the adults around them. And the role models that you have are another good way to move forward by thinking of the past. Not dwelling in it, of course, but learning from everything that happened, good and bad, and not pretending like something didn't happen or that something did, but using the truth as a springboard. Now, the Prince of Swords, this is very interesting. Because if any of you have a son, you know that what it's like to pin all of your hopes and dreams on him. To think of all the things that he could be, and to believe 100% that he has what it takes inside of him if only he would do certain things to get to where he would be happiest and most successful. This cannot be a distraction. He has his own life. He's part of the Swords Empire. He's part of the Swords family. He's in the air like you. He lives in the castle with you. He's getting trained, in other words. You are his mother. But there's something you need to always remember is the escape and the passion can be put on him. And neither of those things have anything to do with him. Only your soul has to do with your immediate family members. They can't take all this other stuff. You can't put that burden on him. A lot of people understand, a lot of parents understand that, but a lot don't. And using what you know about your own childhood, your own adolescence, your own teenage years, your own early 20s, your own early 30s, getting started, etc. This is a pristine moment, and putting your stamp of your personality on him, it'll be put on there without you trying. So don't try and put added burdens on him. Okay, so lastly, the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. Like we were talking about, do not become isolated, but you can have periods of study where you're alone from everyone else. But that can only be sometimes. And becoming too involved in something alone, you'll lose perspective. And keep your eye on the prize also. This goes two ways. You could be so focused on your goal that you don't see the other stuff you could be doing that's actually going to make your life more enriched, or that other people need your help with something, or you're being crass to them and you don't know. This also means that you could be trying to get too much instead of focusing on the very important. I'm very, very, I'm very glad that we have medicine now to help everybody who has ADD to get past all that stuff. All of us have some aspect of that, some aspect of autism, some aspect of whatever the medical profession calls what happens in our brain and categorizes it. Not to say medicine doesn't work, it does. But just remember, you can be alone for study. Don't get too focused or not focused enough. Don't put your goals and burdens on others. Remember where you came from. Collaborate with others. Have some savings. Have a king to help you. And be generous just like he is with your time and your love. Try to stay balanced between escape and your burning passion of your goal. And the way you do that is by being in touch with your soul, which is your feminine self. I wish there was a way that I could help you, that all Queen of Swords could just magically feel 100% feminine all the time, and just go through life like that. But unfortunately, our testosterone is what is needed to get goals done. And every woman has it in us, testosterone, just like every man has estrogen. But we're trying to reach something that we need to balance. It doesn't mean we aren't supposed to do it. It just means that it's hard to keep our body hormones in check. And the only way I know to do that is to know who you are and get the power that you need from your individual self, like your selfhood. Not relying only on yourself physically, but and mentally, etc., but knowing the beingness of you makes anything possible in your life without having a bunch of stuff ruin it. And how you feel doesn't matter a lot of times, the way that we think it does, because the way we feel is actually just it's like an indicator of what's really going on inside of us. It actually isn't the real thing going on inside of us. It's a marker telling you something is going on. So if you want to feel and you think that's important, or if you want to get rid of a feeling and you think that's important, don't start doing it unless you know why you have those feelings. The only way you can do that is here. And this will help you do this too, so they help each other. I hope I helped you, Queen of Swords. We are lovely, lovely women. People are afraid of us sometimes, and they don't understand, think we're crazy. But everyone has their own crazy. And we need to teach and help. We need to wage war if we have to. We need to reach our goals. And the way we do it is the Queen of Swords. Have a good day.